So this is very important to understand. Each time you buy something, you have to know the market. Otherwise, it's easy to lose. It is very easy to lose money. And we try to get advice by people that most probably they're like excellent in something else, but they're not expert in what you want to do. And this is here the biggest mistake. This is like a life change opportunity, 100% guaranteed. Do it by yourself. Your mentors are books, news portals, channels, everything. Do it by yourself, and is your own journey.
Complete the phrase. Never buy crypto
Unless you understand it. It means that literally each time you make a purchase, each investment has to be understood. I give you like a small examples. I'm very big in sneakers. I love sneakers. I guarantee you that there are like several sneakers that are very or like let's say it is worth to buy them as a kind of an investment. Other sneakers that are not. So this is very important to understand. Each time you buy something, you have to know the market. Otherwise, it's easy to lose. It is very easy to lose money. Same applies to crypto. Absolutely the same. There is nothing different. It's like supply and demand. Understand the protocol. Understand the team. Study the team. Study the utility, and see in the long term what can be a return. Of course, it's risky because the risk reward is very high, but of course, this is part of the game. So unless you study it, and unless you make your own due diligence, unless you try to fully get involved, and without listening to anyone, you can get advice, but you have to double check all the sources. Therefore, never buy crypto unless you understand it.
And what are the top three mistakes that people do when they enter crypto space? What's the most dangerous?
I would say the most dangerous is to listen mainstream media when the bull run is going on, because of course all-time highs are perceived as running up forever, like in infinite x amount of times. And I would say it's very common to in the moment of hype to buy, and then to pretty much lose half of your capital. So like and people there tend to think that crypto is like, as I said before, a get rich quick scheme, which is not. It is more a learning process. It is more like due diligence, right investment, right moves, and a little bit of luck. If you would like to monetize in a big way, or if you want to be more conservative, everything applies, but it's going to be a longer term. So whenever you want to buy like blue chip coins like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, and so on and so on.
Do you recommend your family or friends to invest in crypto, or at least to study it?
Whenever someone approaches me, what should I buy? The thing that I recommend them is several books, several YouTube channels. All-time high is one of them, and and after that we can discuss and share ideas on what is possible to buy today and why you should buy it. Otherwise, for me, it's always like I take it as a laugh. What shall I buy? Equally applies to my family, to my friends. I just have a laugh. But yeah, I can advise where to easily get the most convenient and the quickest resources to get knowledgeable in crypto.
Okay, and do you think once you will have a children, do you think it will be important to let them know about crypto?
I think it's gonna be like of course we always say crypto is like internet 2.0. When I'm gonna have my kids, I believe, or hopefully, otherwise we wouldn't be here. I would say they will be growing up as a day-to-day thing, as internet today. If you, I mean, we don't, but kids today they are born and they use iPad to watch cartoons and do like simple stuff like to to write or anything else. And the same will be applying to crypto. So there will be it's going to be implemented on the day-to-day activity instead of having I don't know, like a cartoon on the phone. They're going to have NFTs and they're going to play with NFTs.
Do you believe it was the right decision to start learning crypto back in the days?
Absolutely. I mean, like the biggest mistake. It's not even the right decision. The biggest mistake is that I didn't do my research by myself. I was advised by very intelligent people, but very dumb in the matter because they don't know what crypto is, and because it is a very young industry. So what I'm saying is absolutely yes. This is like a life change opportunity, 100% guaranteed, as long as you commit, as long as you do your studies, your research. Yes, and my biggest regret is that I didn't research it way before than when I started.
What is the toughest lesson crypto taught you?
Have your own thought, have your own idea, and don't get like conditionalized, something like this. Don't listen to anyone else advice. Just do it by yourself. So this is like something, because for me personally, the industry, it was so new that nobody believed. Even back in the days when I spoke with them, nobody believed in it. And then after several years, when I started working in crypto, they were like, okay, like let me know how it goes. And then after like 2 or 3 years, they're coming back to me like asking advices and like, wow, this is for real, blah blah. So yeah, this is the toughest lesson. But of course, it's so simple. But we try to get advice by people that most probably they're like excellent in something else, but they're not expert in what you want to do, and this is the biggest mistake. So do it by yourself. Your mentors are books, news portals, channels, everything. Do it by yourself, and is your own journey.
Yeah, I believe it's more about follow the smart money because you won't take advice from the person, I mean, financial advice from the person who didn't achieve anything in terms of business, for example, or
Absolutely.
making money.
Absolutely, but also to see if a person, like for instance, if you listen to Warren Buffett, he's an excellent investor. I mean, like he's right in many things. Most probably he's not right in other things. Yeah, but you always have to check the timeline of an individual. I mean, if someone, like let's reference Ray Dalio, like it's like he's one of the main the most known investor. Uh, he was like always like Forbes 50 Forbes for I don't know how many years. Bridgewater House was like he's found like very successful. He was kind of always against, and then suddenly he shifted, saying, "Well, I think we might have something here." So this is very important to understand. If these guys, these unreachable guys, have that shift, it means that we're doing something in the correct way. Maybe it's not today, but in the long term, I'm pretty confident to have done the right decision.
Yeah, and when you meet new people and tell them that basically you're in crypto, what's their reaction?
But the reaction is always very fun, because I always like to see, oh, huh. Sometimes someone is very excited. Can you tell me more? And of course, I'm open to explain. But I have the most fun is when people say, "Well, I mean, but those cryptocurrency is not legal. How is this possible? Is it real? Is it a bubble?" And it's always nice to put them down in a good way, because when you put them down, you make them, oh, let me also write about this, and I help them to at least have their own idea to kind of change that perspective, the mainstream perspective, which is like completely wrong.
Yeah, and after that, they come to you to ask an advice.
Yeah, usually it works in this way.
Okay guys, it was our second episode of podcast with Anvar Sidorov. You can find both the first and the third episodes right here on the screen. So if you want to understand how to create a capital on crypto and how to find your personal way in the industry, check them out right now.